guys, welcome back to my channel and another video here. Today I have the next installment of my color series Redux series twice, I guess. And we are going to be talking about brown. So I don't know how you guys arrange your polishes by color, but I do like Roy G. Biv, so like red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. I don't really have like an indigo section. It's either blue or it's purple. And then I do brown, and then I do black, gray, white, gold, silver. No, do I do gold, silver? See, I forgot. I do Roy G. Biv, and then I do brown. That part was right. And then I do gold, silver, and then black, gray, white, and then I put toppers at the end. So like that's the order. So brown, I don't know why. I'm just like, brown belongs next to purple for some reason. So that's what we're doing next since we did purple last time. So I'm going to talk about my top 10 browns in my collection right now. And then I will just like quick fire run through the 10 that I had picked last time, which was like 2 or 3 years ago at this point, and see where I overlap. I didn't look at those until after I picked my polishes. So there is quite a bit of overlap, but I think part of that is because like once I found like the browns I liked, I kind of haven't really, aside from some like really weird ones, like I haven't really branched out too much. The thing about neutrals for me is like, once I find the neutrals I like, I don't really like seek out more. I do really like weird neutrals though, like a neutral with a twist. So you'll see that in the polishes I show you today, that a lot of the browns that I like are a little bit funkier. They have something kind of extra added to them. There's a couple that are plain. There's 2 that are like just plain creams, but aside from those, I like weirder polishes. That's just me. I like weird stuff. I'm literally wearing like a tie-dye Shrek shirt. Like I'm just the peak weirdo millennial. So quirky. Oh my God. Also, if you're wondering what this is, like you're going to see this in a few videos because I slept on my wrist funny. And because I'm, you know, the ripe old age of 31, it hurts. And this thing squeezes it, makes you feel good. I don't know if it does anything beneficial. It's a copper compression glove, so we'll see. But anyways, let's hop right, that hurt. I clapped my hand and it hurt my wrist. Let's hop right into it and start with BKL's Heisenberg. And this one I bought from, I think, Polish with Ray's D-Stash. I saw it and was like, I gotta have that, because I thought, I saw the word Heisenberg and I was like, that must be a Breaking Bad reference. No, it's like a, what is the game? I've literally watched like a playthrough of this game. It's like the game that, is it Resident Evil? With the big, thick, giant vampire monster mommy? That game? Yeah. Anyways. It is based off of that, I believe. And it's a sheer, like, very lightly tinted base. And then it has these brown, kind of like flat colored brown flakies running through it. And I posted a swatch of this on Instagram and somebody was like, that looks like coffee grounds. And I was like, yes, it does. So every time I look at this now, I just think of like coffee grounds in the sink. And something about that just makes it like extra special to me, because like, that's a weird kind of image. I like when polishes conjure up really weird images. And so while I don't wear this one super often, when I think of my favorite browns, this one is like one of the first ones that pops into my head because it's just so strange. And I feel like not a lot of people will be drawn to this one, but I like it because it's weird. In a similar vein, but 10 times weirder, we have Death Valley Nails Bone. And Death Valley Nails does this really cool thing where they have this collection. It's called like the Dust to Dust collection. And they use natural pigments from the world, the earth, the environment around us, in order to make their polishes. Not all their polishes are like this. It's just in this one particular line. And I bought 2 from this line. I think one was like hibiscus and beetroot or something like that, where it's like more red. But this one is called Bone. And they use literal bone, cattle bone, that has been ground up into their polish. And it creates this really dingy, kind of dirty brown base. And it has these like flecks in it, which are, of course, the bone. Now, obviously, some people might find this a little bit squeamish, a little bit gross. I think it's interesting. These bones are sourced, I believe, it's been a while since I read about this, but I believe they're sourced from like a cattle farm that, you know, like cattle for food. And that bone meal is just going to be like tossed basically. It's just discarded. So they take that and they use it for something else. And now I'm not a vegetarian, I'm not a vegan, but I'm also not like here for cruelty to animals. And I think that, you know, when we are going to utilize animals for food, we should utilize as much of it as possible. And so the fact that this bone is being used in something rather than just being wasted, I guess to me, like, maybe that's like a reach, but for me, like, that is kind of cool. And it's a really unique polish, and it freaks people the hell out when you tell them what's on your nails. Next, we have 90 Lacquers. That's Mr. Nook to you. This polish you can't get anymore outside of a D-stash. 90 Lacquer doesn't make polish anymore. I don't know if she's ever going to start again, but if she does, I'll be first in line. But this was from an Animal Crossing collection. I love Animal Crossing. I've loved it since I was in the 6th grade, and I got it for GameCube, and I was obsessed with it, like, obsessed. It's like all I thought about all day and all night. But this is the Tom Nook polish. It's kind of, I think this is what you would call a cool brown. It's almost like a grayish brown, and it has brown hex glitters, and then it has these like foily gold square glitters. And there's something about a square shaped glitter, I don't know why. Like hexes, dull, boring, overdone. Squares, interesting, cool, modern, hip, some might say. I don't know, I just love a square shaped glitter for some reason. They're just really fun. And so I just like the contrast of like the really dark brown glitter in that lighter brown base, and then that pop of gold. And also, you know, Animal Crossing, it doesn't hurt. I have 2 from Picture Polish, and actually Picture Polish was the brand that kind of got me interested in brown polishes, especially funkier brown polishes to begin with. So the first one was Amber, and this is kind of a orangey brown. It's their crushed hollow formula. I love any polish they release in this formula. I haven't bought from them in years, but all the ones that I have from them are pretty much this formula outside of like 2. And it's just got that like kind of like speckled silvery crushed hollow running through there. It kind of reminds me of early fall, when like the leaves are just starting to change. It's starting to crisp up outside and you get to wear a jacket. I love wearing a jacket. I don't know why, I just do. I love sleeves. I don't know. But yeah, so I really like the tone of this one because it's got kind of like that orangey hue, but I feel like it is a brown. Somebody in the comments is going to tell me it's orange. What can you do? And then the other one from Picture Polish, and this is one of the more unique polishes in my collection. Even though it does look very simple, it's called Henna, and it is a brown jelly. And I feel like this is kind of what turned me on jellies, because before I was like, oh, why would you ever want your nail line visible? But I was so fascinated by this one because it was called Henna, and it kind of had that color that evokes that, but it was like so sheer, and I wore it and I was like, okay, wait, I can get on board with this. And then Cirque started putting out all their funky, weird jellies, and I was like, all right, okay, I like jellies now. But yeah, so this one, it does look like a watered down henna in the bottle. I love that it is sheerer. I think it's very interesting. I think it has some potential for some kind of nail art. Not that I'm gonna do it, but I feel like the potential's there. I have a Great Lakes Lacquer, which is another Animal Crossing polish, and this one's called Who, and this one is based off of Blathers. This polish is so cool. Every time I look at it, I'm like, I want to wear that. I want to wear that right now. It's like a brownie orange base, but the green shimmer running through it is so stark and so strong. Like even the slightest angle hits, and it's just like, oh my gosh, it looks crazy. It looks wild. And it's the swatch I have, my nails are very long and I miss that. And so I'm kind of looking at that and I'm being like, should I grow them back out? They're getting there. They're getting a little bit longer. But yeah, it's really, really stunning. I love that color. It's another great fall. I feel like browns are great for fall. I mean, they're great neutral all around, but like for fall, especially in this area, because like the leaves and all that, I'm just like, oh, that's the perfect fall color. Here's another one that you guys are going to be like, Hillary, that's not brown, but I have it categorized as brown, so it's brown to me. That's my reality. And this is Karaya Polish's Cold Brew. And I know it looks a little bit purple, but I feel like it's like a purpley brown. So just let it go. Just let me live in my false world, okay? And I don't know what it is about this color because I usually am not drawn to this sort of color, but I don't know if it was like because I put it on long nails or what, but I felt like it looked really elegant and I really, really enjoyed it. This maker does not make polishes anymore as far as I'm aware. So if you want this polish, you might be able to find it in a D-stash, but I don't think they were like a huge indie brand. I could be wrong. I bought from her right when she closed up shop. So, but yeah, it's just a really, really fun kind of moody color. I feel like, again, this is like fall, winter, or good office color. Not that I have ever abided by that, but you know, if I had to someday, this would be a good office color. I have a Sinful Colors. This is Smokey Palosanto, and this is a scented color. I love scented nail polish. And this is a really dark brown. This probably kind of looks almost black type of brown. And I usually don't like colors that are like, I'm this color, but you would never know because it basically looks black on the nail. I don't love that. I don't even want to call, I was going to call it a gimmick, but it's not really a gimmick. It's just, I don't know. I just am not drawn to those. But this one, for some reason, I think it's because it has that like little dusting of shimmer in there. And also it's scented and it smells really nice. This is part of the Essentials collection. I feel like I'm talking so fast right now. But it's part of the Essentials collection. And they were supposed to be like aromatherapy type polishes, which I think is really funny because you're like, oh, I'm so stressed. I need some aromatherapy. And you just like start sniffing your nails and somebody looks over and they're like, staying away from that person, not going near them, you know? But I like this collection. I felt like the scents were more subtle than some of their previous scented ones as well. This is Loud Lacquer's Extra Credit. And again, some of these, I don't know, like looking at them on my screen, they kind of lean a little bit orangey, but I'm convinced they're brown. And this is another one of those kind of like more crushed looking hollow formulas. I don't know if you can still get this. I don't really know what Loud Lacquer's doing. I don't know what's going on over there. I keep my nose out of it. I'm just staying away from it because I just don't want to know. I just can't be bothered. It was like one of those brands where I was like, I really enjoyed them, but then they were like, we're going out of business or something, and then they didn't, but I don't really know, and I just can't, I can't be bothered to put my heart into this. It's the same with like Bee's Knees Lacquer. When I found out that they were closing, I was like, all right, I don't want to be in love with this brand because I know it's going to close. And then it came back, and then I was just like, well, they already closed once, so I don't want my heart set on it. So I just kind of like put them out of my mind, which I guess is kind of unfortunate, but I don't like change. But yeah, that's Loud's Extra Credit. It's cute. It's how very fall. It's so very fall. Like just brown is just a fall color. I don't know. All the leaves here turn brown, and then Michigan gets real sad for a while. And then my last one, it's tan, but what is tan if not really light brown, right? Like we're all on the same page, right? That's what, actually, I'm going to Google what tan is because I feel like somebody's going to be like, actually, tan is, I don't know, something else. Okay, now it's telling me about mathematics. Tan is a pale tone of brown, so I feel justified putting it in here. The name is derived from tannum used in the tanning of leather. Interesting fun fact. Yeah, so this is like a really light tan. This is Zoya's Jill, and this is like my interview power color, even though it's kind of like close to my skin tone. No, it's not. I'm being so like, I've never been that tan in my life. But it's just like one of those colors where I'm like, it's safe, you know? It's like, it's easy to wear in an environment where people, you know, it doesn't catch a lot of attention, but it looks clean and like put together. So I went through a lot of this polish when I first came back to the US, and I was looking for a job because I was interviewing like crazy. And I don't know, I just, ever since then, it really became my job interview color. And so whenever I have gone on job interviews, that's just the color I default to. My bottle is like, probably like half gone at this point. So those were my 10 current favorite browns in my collection. And let me just real quick review the 10 that I had mentioned in my previous iteration of this video. So the first one I had was Picture Polish Henna, which made a reappearance, so you know that one's tried and true. I had China Glaze's Autumn, I Need That, and I really waffle with this one if it's brown or if it's more of like a deep red-ish purple. I don't know. The color of this one's kind of funny. It's interesting, but I feel like I'm sure somewhere in the comments people are like, that's not brown. Looks like I had 9-0 lacquers. That's Mr. Nook to you again, so there's 2 that overlapped. Karaya Polish's Cold Brew, 3 that overlapped. Hollow Tacos Choco Hollow. That one, I forgot about. That's a really cool brown polish. I really like it. I just wasn't on the forefront of my mind when I was putting together this list, so I'm kind of surprised. I did have a Zoya on there. It's Kateri or Kateri, I'm not sure. It's a much darker brown than the one I put on my list this time, but I just feel like I got more use out of Jill than that one, so I wanted to include that one. BKL's Heisenberg, there's 4 that have overlapped. Loud Lacquer's Extra Credit, 5. We had Sinful Colors Coffee Drip, but I just think right now I'm feeling Smokey Palosanto more. Coffee Drip is interesting, but the tone of the brown is much lighter, and it's got, I believe it's got a shimmer running through it, whereas like the Smokey Palosanto, it's more mysterious. I'm feeling like I want to be really mysterious lately. I'm not good at being mysterious because I am a chronic oversharer, but I would love to be mysterious someday. And then finally, Picture Polish Amber. So what is that, 6? Yeah, 6 that overlapped. Is that the most that I've had overlap? That doesn't surprise me though, because like I said, my taste in browns is like, I found the ones I like, and those are the ones I like, and browns don't come out as frequently, or like interesting ones don't. There's a lot of brown creams that come out on the market. I've gotten several, you know, in the past couple of years, but as far as like goofy browns, funny browns with like shimmers and glitters and all that, those are just not as common, at least not in the brands that I frequent. So I don't know. Maybe when I'm at Polish and Beauty Expo, I'll keep my eyes peeled for some weird browns. But yeah, that is going to be it for this video. Let me know down below, what are your favorite browns in your collection? And also let me know if there's any that surprised you, that you did or didn't see on my list. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.